south of India is defined by culture, architecture, and artistry. None more so than in India's definitive silk city, Kanchipuram. Today we accompany two young professionals who make their long-desired journey to explore the art of weaving saris. What all does their road trip entail, and all that you need to know about this route is next on The Getaway. On the Coromandel coast off the Bay of Bengal lies Chennai. The city is the largest commercial and industrial hub in southern India. Chennai, formerly known as Madras, is home to more than 4.5 million residents. Two such individuals who call Chennai their home are close friends, Gayatri and Priyanjoli.
I started my career as a stylist in Bombay. The last 2 years I've been working on a special project which is very close to my heart. Now I work as a design consultant and I work with a lot of weavers and artisans from all over India.
I'm a photographer. I live in Chennai. I mostly specialize in weddings, but I travel a lot for work. I'm obsessed with traveling. I would think that I only save money to travel.
Short getaways are very important for all of us. I think we work so hard every day and some of us don't have weekends. Like most people think freelancers' lives are very easy. But one of the most sad part of our job is we work through weekends and day and night.
You need to be a little more spontaneous to make those getaways. But being on the road is nice.
Because I've been in Chennai for last 2 years, but our getaway is always Mahabalipuram and Pondicherry.
I always wanted to see the craftsmen and the weavers, how they work and how a sari is produced, because it's something that women all over India are so fascinated by.
A traveling partner is a good companion to have.
Sometimes when you're alone, you see something and you don't know who to express it to. So it's nice to have someone to share that experience with.
So this is our checklist for Gayatri and Priyanjali. A getaway from Chennai that they haven't travelled to and involves enough fodder for a textile designer and a wedding photographer. Destination Kanchipuram it is. I met up with the girls at a Chennai textile mill to kickstart our day.
Hi
I think this is the perfect setting for three girls to just take the day off, take a road trip, go sari shopping and watch the process like this. So Priyanjoli, you're a designer and I'm sure you've seen a lot of weavers before, but is something like this new for you?
I work purely with cotton.
Right.
So this is the first time I've seen so many colors come together, and it's very fascinating for me. And I was just telling her about the whole process with a lot of detail because I'm enjoying this.
And are you a sari person? Do you wear?
I love wearing saris. It's just I find them a little harder to wear because I don't practice as much as I guess. And with work I really can't. I tend to do more comfortable clothing like pants and shirt. But I love saris. My mom actually likes them more, so she would be really happy about this trip when I tell her what I did.
And so began Priyanjoli and Gayatri's Girls' Day Out, with yours truly for some intermittent support. Their endeavour to better understand the art of creating saris began at Tiruvanmayur. The area is located in the south of Chennai. Gayatri and Priyanjoli were riding the compact i20. Two individuals travelling on a route they are unfamiliar with requires a car that's safe and reliable. As usual, I was right behind the girls, not intruding, and enjoying my early morning ride in a very comfortable Hyundai i20.
Even though Chennai doesn't have as much traffic as Mumbai or Bengaluru, I'd still recommend you guys leave as early in the morning as possible so that you avoid this sort of industrial traffic.
I'd been advised that the highway leading to Kanchipuram did not have many clean eating options, so the motel highway near Poonamali makes for a good breakfast halt. The joint is about 27 kilometers ahead of our starting point. The National Highways Authority of India toll booth at Sri Perambuttur is the only toll booth you will encounter en route to Kanchipuram. If you're planning to return on the same day, it's advisable to purchase a return ticket.
Double return. 5 rupees. Thank you, Nandri.
A spontaneous trip like Gayatri had wanted can often throw up some surprises. A little over 17 kilometers from the motel highway, a detour to your right will take you into the township of Sri Perambuttur. It isn't difficult to miss, but in case you do, the next U-turn on this highway is never too far. Our travellers weren't expecting to make this pit stop, but if you choose to do so, well, it could throw up a few tourist moments. Beyond the somewhat bumpy roads within Sri Perambuttur is the Sri Adikesava Perumal temple. Grapevine has it that those facing delayed marriage offer prayers here to seek divine intervention. Gayatri and Priyanjoli, though, were simply happy being explorers. Exactly what they predicted this getaway would be all about. Meanwhile drove ahead towards Kanchipuram. The town is at a distance of about 35 kilometers from Sriperumbudur. But as mentioned earlier, this route is devoid of quality eating options or restrooms. The highway is essentially a straight road leading up to our destination. Petrol pumps on a road with heavy industrial traffic aren't very difficult to find.
500.
The 35 odd kilometers between Sriperumbudur and Kanchipuram is quickly covered in the absence of any heavy traffic, though the presence of trucks is very prominent. Heading into the city, I caught up with Gayatri and Priyanjoli and we moved in for a much desired lunch break. All that and much more on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the Getaway. Gayatri, Priyanjoli and I had covered the 75 odd kilometers between Chennai and Kanchipuram without any hiccups. As mentioned earlier, the highway is in good condition, and the only aspect one must be aware of is the presence of trucks. The girls had made a short stopover at Sriperumbudur en route before catching up with me at Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram is congested at first glance, but there is a good reason for it being so. The town is one of the most visited pilgrimage centers in the country. Although it's the town's thriving weaving industry and production of quality silk saris which attracts many. Also, shops here offer great bargains. But before we got to any sort of exploring, the lack of a meal halt on the way, primarily due to the absence of any good eateries, led us straight into a restaurant.
You're doing a pretty good job of driving. She's really, comfy on the highways and everything, right?
Yeah, I love it actually. Except
Yeah.
when we go left and right, and while we have some
Huh.
honking from.
Offering some authentic Andhra cuisine, gongura is easy to find.
South actually has a lot of variety of different things. So this little portion that you see can keep changing according to the region because it depends what vegetable. It's unbelievable.
And not just that, every family's got their own recipes. Like my in-laws have their own recipe. My husband's grandmother has her own recipe. So everybody's got their own recipes and they distribute it. They make it and then they send it to different houses.
This will be an interesting trip for you because you'll sort of see the
Yes,
traditional and
I'm very
infuse the
excited.
modern.
I've never actually explored the South because it's a lot of time going into creating. I mean, from the time you see the person who's making it, to the person who's selling it, to the person who's actually wearing it. It's completely, if you actually follow the story of a sari, it's
could be like
very exciting.
With half the day over, Gayatri and Priyanjoli drove out to further decipher the sari story. It's estimated about 5,000 families in Kanchipuram are involved in sari production. The duo was soon guided towards Varadarajapuram street, which is home to local silk weavers. The street is about 4 kilometers away from the Gongura restaurant. The intricacies of weaving a sari are fascinating, not just for a couple of enthusiasts, but we would recommend it for all of you who do choose to travel to Kanchipuram.
The techniques they know, the kind of knowledge they have about old silk, the designs, the motifs, it's absolutely fascinating.
The warp for weaving takes about 10 days to prepare, and the entire process of making a sari could take 20 or more.
Every weaver has a similar mechanism, their own color combinations, their own materials, and that's what makes it unique from the rest of the regions. So they specifically use this particular gold color, which makes it more festive compared to a lot of other weavers. Absolutely amazing to interact with, to know in details why Kanchipuram sari is still one of the most in-demand saris, why even if it's so hot, people here love wearing silk and beautiful colors, so it's amazing.
While the girls enjoyed some artistry, I headed out for a drive around the city. The town boasts of some famous temples worth visiting. The oldest of them all, the Kailasanadar temple, is located at Piliyar. Kanchipuram does have its share of clean and comfortable accommodation options, but a day trip like ours would probably leave you satisfied. But, like they say, a visit to Kanchipuram would never be complete without this. Gayatri and Priyanjoli joined me at a local sari shop to round off an excellent escape. An easy drive, some culture, food, art and shopping. Could we want any more? It was time for us to head back to Chennai. Here's a quick reminder of today's drive. We began our journey at Thiruvanmayur in southern Chennai and moved towards Poonamallee. The motel highway near Poonamallee makes for a great breakfast option. Travelling ahead a further 16 kilometers lies the only toll booth you will encounter on this route. 2 kilometers after the booth is the town of Sriperumbudur. Kanchipuram is at a distance of 35 kilometers from Sriperumbudur. The Gongura restaurant in Kanchipuram is a good lunch option. Vardarajapuram Street, 2 kilometers ahead of the restaurant, is where you will find local weavers working out of their homes.